Okay.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the little bit of the late start. I'm just so excited to have Ingrid with me that I threw my coffee all over the table. So, welcome to our Friday Live on March 5th. How's it going, Ingrid?
Good.
Good.
The sun is shining. What more can we want?
I know. So for those of, so Ingrid is kind of the monarch of our team.
I am.
She's also the fittest on our team. How many, did you do any miles today?
No. I had too many other things to do before I came.
Yeah, but typically you do about, 7 miles in the morning?
I do anywhere between 6 to 7, or to 8 actually, and I try to do it every other day.
That's crazy. I'm lucky
Old
enough
people
to
need to hold it together. It takes a lot more.
Oh, well, you are. It's so funny. I was talking to Maura earlier. Maura is our marketing person extraordinaire. And I was joking with her that when we do staging for the homes, we do our own staging for our clients. And Tracy and I are always saying, we need to make sure that we're the ones carrying the furniture, the sofas. And I remember one time looking at Tracy and I was like, I don't know why, because Sharon and Ingrid are in better shape than we are, but we're the ones who are carrying the furniture. But yes, you are someone that we all aspire to with your exercise.
Good luck. It isn't as great as it looks.
Oh, wonderful. So we have a lot happening in Northern Virginia.
We sure do.
Yeah, so one of the big things, there's a lot changing with the Washington football team. The fact that the name right now is the Washington football team is one of them, but also, so this upcoming season, there will no longer be cheerleaders. They're moving forward with a coed dance squad.
That should be interesting.
It will be. So I forget who it is that they brought in, but one of the things that they said people should be excited about for it is just the strength that is going to kind of be added, that they're going to be able to do a lot more like flips and kind of stuff. So it'll be a lot more acrobatic, I guess.
To be determined.
Right. Yes. To be determined. That is true. And then Old Town Alexandria, one of their shops, Fiber Space, which is actually a really cute yarn shop out there. They had a visit from the Vice President Harris this past week. She stopped by and was talking about, how the pandemic has affected small businesses. But, throughout all of the presidencies, Alexandria really gets a lot of notice from the presidents. I think because it's
close,
really close. They can hop
they
in
can
and
jog
out.
over.
I know. But so that was exciting. Especially, I found it. It was really interesting that they chose kind of like a maker space, like a yarn shop.
Yeah,
like,
I don't consider her knitting.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people surprise me. I can't sew a button on.
I try not to.
Yeah, my mom always says, because my mom will make, she made one of my sister's wedding dresses.
Oh my
and
God.
She's always like, well, Lynn, what do you have to do when you have to sew a button on? I was like, I bring it to you, Mom.
You get rid of it and you get something else.
Right. Well, maybe I'll start doing that instead of taking it down to my mom to sew a button on. And I'll just say, well, Ingrid told me to do it.
That's right. Well, my husband one time, he had a favorite pair of jeans, and he said, can you replace the zipper? Because the pull-up thing was gone. And I'm like, I don't even do buttons. And he thinks I'm going to do a zipper? So I put a paper clip on it, and I said, it works.
Right, that's funny. That's funny. I have been known in a rush, especially if a hem comes out. I have an awful habit.
Tape.
Oh, I would use a stapler. So I have an awful habit. I always sit under, tuck a leg under and sit. And when I used to, be getting dressed up and going places, I would wear heels. And what would happen is I would do that even in heels, and the heel would catch it.
Yeah, I've done that too, especially with the longer skirts.
Mm-hmm. So I would just staple.
No, that double tape works really good.
Oh yeah, that would be really good too. So in some restaurant news, so the Stomping Ground, which is a super good, really known place over in Delray, they are opening the Alley, expected to open later this month around March 17th, which that's St. Patrick's Day, right? 17th?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Fun times. I'm Irish. Are you Irish?
No.
On St. Patrick's Day, you are. You can celebrate then.
Yeah, well, my husband is.
Oh, well, there you go. By proxy.
Yeah,
You're Irish by
German,
proxy.
German and an Irish, you know.
By proxy. So they are opening what is being called the Alley, which actually they're calling it themselves is like an outdoor watering hole, but it's going to have drinks and lots of great
in Alexandria as well.
In the Alexandria area. So that'll be good. Just another option that's going to be coming out there. And then over in Falls Church, Preservation Biscuits is expected to open this month. Now, it's not open now, but you can go on their website and check out what their menu is. But I mean, I was like salivating when I was reading it because it's like homemade biscuits, fried chicken, seasonal jams.
All the good stuff for you.
Right? I know.
Cholesterol.
Right. Go run your 7 miles, eat some biscuits. So, and the official or quasi-official start to the spring season is the National Park Service just announced when the peak blossom for cherry blossoms, and it's going to be April 2nd through 5th. So, you know, I'm a Northern Virginia native, lived here my entire life. I have never been down to walk and do the cherry blossoms.
No, I've done that a few times.
Yeah, I never have time, and I think it's also, I don't know why. Well, bad Washingtonian.
Well, but it can get very crowded.
I know.
Trying to find parking can be challenging.
Yeah. So, but maybe I'll try to get that done this year. I probably won't end up doing it, but it'll be nice. It'll be nice in theory. The other exciting news is DC approved the opening of Nats Park for the 2021 season, but as of right now,
no people.
So
what's the fun?
Right. Well, so I think the reason behind it is because they said that they're going to really keep track of what the health metrics are and start to, you know, as we get into it, allow people to come in. So I think by them allowing it to open, that just kind of starts the process of getting it ready. Yeah. So if metrics go, they could be like, okay, this weekend people can go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or they'll start allowing certain amount coming in or something.
Right. Yeah. Because what was it? The Super Bowl, they had what, 7,500 people that they allowed.
Yeah, there were quite a few actually.
Yeah. So and like we mentioned last week or the week before, Dr. Fauci had said, you know, that with the way that vaccines are coming out and just the fact that the season, you know, they're expecting some stuff to be a little bit lower because people won't be in such close proximity because of being able to get outdoors. He had even said a few weeks ago that he thinks people will be in the seats at some portion of the season for baseball. So that'll be exciting. And he actually threw out the opening pitch, 2 years ago?
Yeah. I didn't know he had it in it.
I don't know how he did. I don't know if it got across the plate, but he threw it out.
Kind of a little guy.
Yeah. So, and for those Nats fans, which hopefully a lot of people are, April 1st is the home opener, and they're going to be playing against the New York Mets. So, spring is here. I'm excited. And then lastly, what I have is, did you know that black and turkey vultures are invading the Broadlands?
No. But I can tell you the raccoons are invading my lawn because they're after grubs. There's a short period of time in the spring that the grubs start coming up, and those little critters, they can smell it.
Yeah.
And they do major damage.
Really?
Major damage.
Yeah.
And if you want help from the wildlife or animal control, forget it. They don't do anything for you.
Yeah. So what are you supposed to do?
I can't say what they.
Okay, let's not talk about it. We're not going to go there.
I'm getting grub control.
We're not going to go there.
I already called our guy and said, "Come and spray my lawn."
Yeah. Well, so for years, actually decades, it's been happening out in Broadlands, and the way they're trying to deal with it right now is, I read something where they're trying to emit these sounds like sonar type stuff to get them to move away, where other, like a veterinarian and wildlife people, I don't know, experts, were saying, you know, that's actually really dangerous because that then affects the other animals.
Yeah, because the dogs and things of that
Right. So, and I did not know this, but vultures are a protected species. And, they are extremely good for the environment. There's always a reason that animals are here. And they just do a good job of getting, dealing with rabies and, those dead carcasses that are, Mother Nature just takes them slower to get there. But the reason that the Broadlands has so many is it's due to the large deer population and all the roadkill that's out there.
Yeah.
So maybe people should slow down. Pay attention on the road.
That's never going to happen.
Right. So yeah. Oh, and then the other thing is Maura just sent this over to me, and it's on my phone, which is hooked up to Instagram right now, so I'm trying to do this by memory. So Fairfax City is putting together this campaign to really get people out to support the restaurants in the area.
Which really need it.
They do. And they are doing where when you go, you can buy a blanket for outdoor eating. It's $20, and there's a handful, if not, actually like 10 or more, maybe even 20 restaurants that are participating. But for $20, you can buy a blanket. You get a free hot chocolate, coffee, or some type of drink. But it's so you can, first of all, support the restaurant, eat outside, and be a little toasty while you do it. If you bring your blanket back the next time you come out, you also still get that free hot chocolate or coffee or whatever type of hot drink you want.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
It is, and then you also get a blanket, and you have supported a local business, which is always important because we want them to be open when everything reopens.
Absolutely.
If people are tired of not doing anything now, if they don't support those local businesses, when everything reopens, there won't be anything to do because everything will be closed.
That's true.
Right.
Very true.
So.
No, but there are a lot of very innovative things that a lot of the restaurant people are doing.
There are, yeah.
So.
I know. It's a challenging time, but it is. People are very creative. Yes, it is. All right, so getting into what we talked about this week, we went over, if you go onto our website, you can see Maura put together kind of the top things to do this month throughout the Northern Virginia region. And there's a ton of stuff. And even just actually by going on and looking at this, you can see that things are starting to open up more because there are more events that are happening in person. Obviously, people still need to be safe, keep their distance, wear their mask, even if you have the vaccine.
And even so, we're sitting side by side and don't have our masks.
I know, but we are in each other's bubble.
We practically live together now.
I know, exactly. So when everything hit, the Focus on Nova team really became family.
They really breathed on one another.
Right. So yeah, but no, so there's a lot of stuff that you can see that it's really starting to kind of open back up, which is great. The other thing that we did was we took a look at a $300,000 condo in the Fairfax area. Actually, if you were to jump on either Trace Your Eyes Facebook or Instagram pages over the past weekend, we were doing the live virtual tours as well as holding them in person. This one got a lot of traffic, and it's under contract already. So it was, multiple offers. Yeah. So this is such a cute little area though. So it's, when you look on a map, and I was talking to a lot of people who came through the open, and everyone agreed, it looks a little deceiving because when you look, you're like, oh my gosh, you're right there on 50, but the neighborhood's really tucked back.
Yeah,
so
and you don't get any of the noise from Route 50 or even the Parkway because that's fairly close as well.
Right, and that's the thing is this community is like a commuter's dream because you can get on every single major roadway and get to wherever you need to do. You're right by Greenbrier that has some really good restaurants, some retail over there.
Well, and it's even, within walking distance to shopping and restaurants and Starbucks. I
know. And, it's a great price point. So I actually have buyers who live in this community, and they love it.
Yeah, no, we've done a number of transactions in that community.
Yeah.
And they're a little unique.
They are.
They're not like your regular the condos that you normally see.
Correct. Correct. So we took a look at not only this condo specifically, but also you get an idea of that price point, what your monthly mortgage payments break down to. And I think I know every time I talk to someone about one of these series, they're always shocked. They're like, oh, I thought it would be more. And it's like, no, not necessarily. The other thing that we have up on our website, just went up yesterday, is the top reads in books for the season. So I was very excited to do this one. I'm a big reader when I have time. So I went out to Bard's Alley in Vienna, and I spoke with Jen Morrow. She's the owner out there, and she gave us some really good options of what you should have on your bookshelf this season to read. And one of them, I meant to bring it with me today, and of course I forgot it. So, but it's in the store. It's in the top 3 takeaway. It's actually a local author, and the book is like some of the scenes are set in Northern Virginia. So I always love reading that kind of stuff. Like even like when you watch movies. I always love watching the big Hollywood movies that are set in DC or Northern Virginia, and I'm like, well, that's not right. Like, you can't get there from there.
Well, that's why James Patterson, who I like murders, especially serial killers, and the Alex Cross series that takes place in DC.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, especially when he's going to Quantico to have a conference with the FBI.
Yeah, and I bet in the book it only takes him 15 minutes to get from DC to Quantico.
Oh yeah, all the traffic leaves on 95.
Right, exactly. So Jen Morrow, like I said, at Bard's Alley, took us through and gave some great suggestions for upcoming reads to get on your bookshelf for this season, because everyone likes a good book during the summer. Nice relaxation on the beach or by the pool. Hopefully they'll be open this year. So, and then coming up next week, some things that you can look forward to seeing on our website is we are going to take a look at the Potomac Shores development down in Woodbridge. It is going to be massive. I think there's at least 3 different builders in there. The 18-hole golf course, like the Jack Nicklaus golf course. I mean, it is beautiful. I grew up in Woodbridge, and the one thing I never understood is there's so much of Woodbridge that is it's all waterfront, like on the side.
I know.
And
if you ever take the train,
I know.
It's beautiful.
I know.
And it's like, why aren't they building this?
Exactly. And the only thing I can think of is it must be like just not buildable. Or it's protected and
it's protected.
Yeah, because it's
and the water's gorgeous.
I know. I mean, you can even just look in this picture, like all the water up here, and it's cut out, but there's like the bridge that goes out to the Potomac. It is. I know. It's so beautiful down there. Well, Potomac Shores is taking advantage of that. It's
right off of 95 that needs more traffic.
I know. Right, maybe that's the reason it's never been developed that much. But so we're gonna take a look at the Potomac Shores community because it's gonna be amazing, and not only just to live there, but they're doing a big mixed use development. So there's going to be a lot of options for people who don't. It's not just that specific community, but it's open up to the public. So that'll be nice. We also are going to take a look at a $635,000 townhome right by the Vienna Metro. I mean, you can walk to the Vienna Metro from there. So we're taking a look at what that price point gets you in that area, and then again also breaking down kind of what those numbers are. Then we also, Ingrid, you're talking to us. You're on for our top 3 takeaways.
My favorite thing.
I know. So Ingrid is talking to us about the closing costs and down payment and what that kind of goes into.
Okay. I thought you said let's talk about the house.
Oh yes, no, we're getting to that in a minute. Yes. So, but for our top 3 takeaway next week, like I said, Ingrid's going to give us a good breakdown on, closing costs, down payment, what that means, strategy. I mean, there's not really strategy. I mean, there's kind of strategy, but not really.
With the rates going up a little bit, that's going to have some impact because they're still great.
Right.
But they're not as great as they were.
Exactly. And actually,
some people it will affect.
Yes, and we should actually talk about that a little bit. So just over the past week, interest rates have creeped up. I actually just had a closing earlier this week, and it was unbelievable. My buyer had a 2.25%. It was unbelievable.
And now we're looking more like the 3 to 3.25%.
Yes, so now we're up into that 3. So if you are a buyer or you were thinking about buying and you have already been pre-approved, or you had just generally talked about it with your lender, obviously you haven't locked in if you haven't ratified on a contract, so you need to speak with your lender to find out what rate you would get now and what that does to your finances, or amount that you can borrow. Now so not to scare people, so everyone's like, my gosh, it's going up. It's still in the 3s, and they're not expecting it to get above 4.
I remember at 18 to 20%. You know what? People were still buying.
Right. So, and I think what will end up happening is, I think this will help a little bit on the inventory side, or there's still going to be an inventory issue, but some of those buyers that were maybe stretching a little bit to buy into a certain price point, or even just get into the market with the interest rates so low, they had that availability to do so. But now the interest rates are creeping up. Maybe some buyers are going to be coming out of the market. We're still in an inventory shortage. There's still going to be multiple offers, but you're not going to be getting 50 offers on one place. You might now only be getting.
And the people that are borderline, they're the ones that are going to be affected, because they don't have the funds or the means to compete against these multiple offers, because some of them have gotten like way out of hand. I just heard one,
Crazy.
200, they went 205,000 above the contract price, the asking price, and they still didn't get it.
Oh my lord.
Did you see that?
No, but that's terrifying.
Yes. It was 205,000, gave up everything. No inspection, no contingencies whatsoever, and they didn't get it. This is almost, it's getting, at this stage for that, it's almost as bad as the 2005, 2006.
Right.
Because people were doing, except the difference is they were buying multiple houses.
Right. And
they couldn't afford it.
And that's the key. That is the big difference, is the people who are buying right now can afford to actually purchase these properties, as opposed to before they were just giving out loans without checking anything.
They were playing the real estate buying like they were in Vegas, gambling.
Yeah. But oh my gosh, if I had to do $205,000 over, I would buy a smaller house and then go buy another, like a lake house or a mountain house with that additional. I would buy 2 properties and spend time at both. But so Ingrid has a lot of great information. So she's going to be talking to us about closing costs and down payments next week. And then some events that we have coming up this week. So typically our Masters Mondays are the first Monday of every month. Unfortunately, our speaker last week had to postpone. So if you are hoping to catch it and now have time, we are actually hosting the Masters Monday this coming Monday, March 8th. At 7 o'clock on, you can catch us live on our Facebook pages, or you can join us on the actual Zoom call. You can just go to focusonnova.com/events to get all of that information. But Susan Inkeep from the Fairfax County or Fairfax City Museum is going to be talking to us.
That should be interesting.
It will be. All of the talks have been great.
Yeah, they have. The one about all the Civil War stuff, I thought that was very interesting.
Yes. So, and we have lots more to come. So, still some more to nail down, but it's looking to be a very intriguing 2021 for our Masters Mondays.
Yeah.
And then you can also, I will definitely be out holding open houses at one of our new listings over on King Richard on both Saturday and Sunday. I will be doing Facebook Lives both days from 1:30 to 2, and then I'll be in person from 2 to 4. I hear you may stop by to help out, but you also might be out with some of our buyers.
Correct.
So you may or may not meet Ingrid in the flesh. But Ingrid, why don't you tell us a little bit about this property?
Okay, well, this is a home in the Canterbury Woods subdivision, which is a great little community, and it is also in the Woodson High School Pyramid District, right outside the Beltway. And the house it's had numerous things already done, like the roof was reshingled, the windows have been updated, the HVAC, things of that sort, brand new carpeting, all painted throughout. The bathrooms and the kitchen are original. So there is room for improvement to make it your own. And the price on it is very reasonable for the community. So it definitely is something, that to look at.
Yeah.
I think you guys should come. Plus it backs to parkland. It's got a nice yard. It's a nice little house.
Yeah. And it's already gotten a lot of interest.
Yeah. It's a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath,
Yeah.
4-level.
In
split.
Woodson.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Woodson.
Woodson, Frost, and Canterbury Woods.
Yeah.
So are the schools.
Yeah.
But I'd say if you are in the market, come on down.
Right. I will be there. Ingrid may be there, depending on what our schedule, our buyer's schedule looks like this weekend. So make sure to stop by and check that out. And then also, we have our buyer happy hour coming up next week. So on March 11th at 7 o'clock. This is an event that you do have to register for on Zoom. You can get all the information by going to focusonnova.com/events. If you are thinking about buying, or if you know somebody who's thinking about buying, whether it's they want to get in the market now, or they even want to do it, in the summer or even next year. These are really kind of intimate seminars to where we can really speak specifically to the questions that each person has. So I highly suggest jumping on. I will be hosting the happy hour, both happy hours this month, and then Tracy's going to be doing the Saturday morning ones.
We have Saturday morning happy hour?
No, the Saturday ones are not happy hour. Well, I guess if you want to grab a mimosa or a Bloody Mary, you could. But no, the Saturday ones are in the mornings. We just call them our seminars.
Okay. All
The
right.
ones in the evening we call our happy hour, because by 7 o'clock everybody wants it to be a happy time. So I will be 7 to 8 on March 11th. I will be talking home buyers and any of their questions.
Very good.
So yes. So as it warms up, did you hear it is supposed to at some point next week hit the 70s?
Yay!
I know. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for that.
Wait either.
So couple things to do this weekend. So first and foremost, Alexandria, their drive-in movies are opening this month. So make sure to go on and find out.
Talk about a blast from the past.
I know. Well, they were actually, they did them, they've done them during the pandemic, and they've been really successful. So so go online, check to see what the schedule of movies are going to be. But so that is something that's coming
you
up.
know where the Costco in Fairfax is. That used to be Super 29.
I know. I know. I remember.
I do have some memories of that.
That's funny. And then Skip will be excited about this. On March 7th, the Fast and Flavorful Car and Food Show is happening over in Tyson's. So there's going to be about over 200 exotic cars, and then dozens of restaurants in the mall are going to be offering free tastings. So that's something to go check out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cars.
And then lastly, while it's the actual concert is not this weekend, I wanted to give people enough time to go on and get their tickets. So on March 20th, Tom Rush is going to be at the Birchmere.
Who
Yeah.
is Tom Rush? I don't even know.
So Tom Rush is a folk singer from
Okay.
the 60s. One of his
then I
big
should
songs
know.
is No Regrets. He's also, did a fantastic rendition of The Circle Game by Joni Mitchell. So he was just kind of known in that folksy genre.
I'll have to
In the
listen
60s.
to something that he did.
Yes.
That
So
might trigger my mind.
yes. So this was actually This was actually a concert that was supposed to happen last year, but it got postponed to this year. So Birchmere is honoring the tickets for those who purchased for the other show. So knowing that as well, I also wanted to give people enough time to go and get their tickets. So that's what I have. And then Tracy just popped in.
Hi.
Does Tracy want to pop in and share some of your
Would
news?
you like my chair?
No, I'll stand because I think I'm still on the screen. Okay, good. So hi, I just wanted to make sure that you guys talked about the mortgage rates popping up to about 3%.
We
Yeah.
did.
Okay, good. And then you got that the annual concert series is coming back to Burke.
I forgot to say that.
Yay.
Tell us more about that.
All right, so cool, very cool. The annual concert series is getting planned to start again this summer. They did a summer concert series at Burke Lake, so keep your fingers crossed that once things start opening back up again, that outdoor concert series can start happening. Also, public service announcement on April 1. Do you guys ever talk about this?
Nope.
April 1,
Boy,
super,
we missed
super
some.
important.
That's because she has the notes.
It's
next
because
to
we
them.
collaborate. All right. So for the record, folks, this is how the Focus on Nova team does it. I had new home builders, one's in Hong Kong, one's in Texas, and we had to do the only time they could meet was 8 o'clock this morning. So Ingrid pinch hit and jumped in, and that's what the Focus on Nova team does. That said, April 1, and this is important as we start into the spring cleanup of your yards.
Yes.
Plastic bags, no more plastic bags. They are banned in Virginia or in Fairfax County from now on. So you must use paper bags to dispose of if you want the trash services to pick them up, or you're going to need to load up your car and take them to the dump yourself. But no more plastic bags in the dump and
What
yard
about
debris.
in your trash at home?
That's
No,
different.
yes. This is only yard debris.
Okay.
This
Only
is yard debris,
waste.
yard debris, yard debris.
Okay.
Leaves,
All right.
those stupid gumballs in my yard. They all have to be in paper bags to get to the dump to be remulched, etc. So that has happened. And then Maura sent over the blanket. Did you talk about the
I
blanket?
did talk about the
All right,
blankets.
then I'm done. I got nothing else.
All right.
All right.
And
All
so
right.
are we. All right. So thank you for joining us today. Again, so sorry we were a little bit late, but I literally threw my coffee.
That's called a technical difficulty.
Yes, our technical difficulty was me throwing my coffee all over our technology equipment that we had to clean up this morning. So thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the weekend. It's supposed to be nice out, and yay
But a
for
little
spring.
chilly. The weekend's going to be chilly.
Yeah, but you know what? There's no snow, so that's a
Yeah.
win in my
And the
scenario.
sun is out.
Yes. So, all right. Have a
Bye.
great one, everybody.
Bye. Okay.